What's going on, YouTube? It's Friday night. Welcome to the stream. This is stream number 20. How freaking awesome. I'm going to be welding this R33 catch can. It is a lot of old, I guess, mismatched parts from different laser cuts, different CNC cuts, different cycles of life. It's basically a scrap bin catch can that I'm rebirthing, for lack of a better description. Still has current generation baffles in it. It's just the external panels that have been left in the R33 catch can box for a long time. I was actually just missing this bottom plate here, the rest, and the baffles, of course. The rest I had left over. They've been tumbled from an old laser cut. These actually never tested this camera. You guys are here. So here there should be 4 holes. I've marked them with a texter. There should be 4 holes, but for some reason they were missed in laser cutting. So that's why that panel in particular is a scrap bin panel. And the other reason why is these holes at the front here are 20 mil. So this catch can only be -12, have -12 fittings to it. This -10 fittings will just fall, and they'll just fall straight inside there. They hit the baffling, but so he's just a mixed bag of bits, but we'll give him a new lease on life. He'll end up in a cool car eventually, being a -12. So I've just put a gas lens and a number 5 cup back on my torch. We had a number 4 on there last night, welding some fittings on. So we'll go back to the gas lens. I'll just put these aside. Just make sure my argon's on. Haven't done any welding today, so everything is turned off, or nothing is set up, however you want to view it. And where are you guys? Here, we'll see if I can focus you in. So we're looking for about 7 litres, which is super close there, but I will just drop it down. So about 6.5 litres there. I think you can see the number 5, just a little bit above that. Always check the argon at the torch. The regulator, for reference, is reading nearly 10 litres a minute, and we're 7 litres a minute. And also, I guess it's worth noting with these tools that you're just referencing the tool. I could take this tool and put it up against another one of the same tool and get a different reading. So it's really just measuring the tool against the tool every time. It is also very easy to slide this tube in and out of this rubber end piece. So really the number on the regulator, the number on this gauge, it really doesn't matter. It's just about making sure it's right for what I need it to be, what I know it to be. So you just set your stuff up to your stuff. It's like a dyno reading. It doesn't matter. You're just competing with yourself on your last run. Okay, so nothing really exciting to report with the stream. Normally I make a change or something, but last night's stream was actually really successful, apart from a dodgy webcam that I knew was dodgy going in, but we were just trying to, which I don't even have it plugged in today, we were just trying to see if it would work so you could see my excuse me, so you could see my feet while I was welding. But I have put a new case, or got a new case for my computer, my streaming computer, to try and keep the CPU temperatures down. It does get quite hot from time to time, but we're currently sitting at 47 degrees on the CPU. Toying whether to go water cooled, but I don't think it's worth it. So right here, I've got it up on display. Looks bloody rad. Eventually it's going to go in a Faraday cage, which I've got on the ground just behind it here, but just sort of got it together for tonight's stream and haven't had a chance to route the cabling in the cage yet. So just cleaning the catch can, some isopropyl, microfiber cloth. It's probably time for me to get a new microfiber cloth. But they're upstairs and it's not going to happen tonight. These are, on the bottom here, these are some really deep fingerprints on there. Since we've got just such a mixed match of parts, you know, it's not super critical. This thing's going to be acid dipped before it gets powder coated anyway. I'm only worried about the cleanliness for welding. So step one, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Step one is going to be to weld in this filter cradle. You guys are going to come in like this. We'll focus you up and put you over there. So this one just looks weird because it doesn't have the holes drilled yet. So I'm going to go ahead and tack the 4 corners of this, and I will put a tack just in this side panel here so it doesn't warp. You can see I've got extra tacks over there already. And then we will weld this out. You guys, even if I spin that, you guys should be able to see that whole process there. So I'll just get you in focus there. I'll put your welding helmet on. That's not your welding helmet. I've got 2 paint pen marks on the lens there. One is off and one is on. Try and make my life easier to see it from this angle. Let's go into the settings screen and just check this camera's working. Hello. So what I want here is profile number 4, which is a pulse setting. So this is 120 Hertz. It's square wave at -28 on the AC balance. It is 60% on time with a 1 second pulse. We do have the, I'll get you back here. We do have the, so like I said before, it's a number 5 cup. It's a 2.4mm, 2% lanthanated tungsten there, and I run about a 4mm stick out initially. And we're going to be running a 5356 1.6mm filler rod. I'll get you back in focus on that part. G'day, Chris. I don't know if it's done anything for you, but I've changed your chat profile to regular, to as being a stream regular. I don't know if that does anything for you, but it gave me the option and I clicked on it. So I thought it would give you like a little badge or something, but it hasn't my end. But I don't know what you get. I might not have settings set up for it yet, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's get to welding. Alrighty, I see that camera on the welding machine froze there. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. It's I think it's the arm. I don't know if you can see that there. Here, maybe if I jump over to this screen. I've got it on a microphone boom and you can see it just here pointing down at the welder. I think it's all just too close, but I will continue to refresh it and it comes back every time, but I just can't get a reliable feed on that camera for some reason. But I could when it was over on the other side of the table, so it's definitely something to do with location. This just here, it was a bit of a gap. I don't think I pointed it out before I started, but it started to open up on me. You can see where it started to get away from me, but we managed to catch it again. It's actually traveling in this direction, so it was right at the start. The gap there, it just opened up, but no dramas. This all gets covered with a filter plate anyway. So ordinarily, I'd flip this tank and weld this seam here. This seam I've already welded a few weeks or days ago, I don't remember now. I was trying to find an issue I was having with some welder settings on this specific weld on another product, so I just grabbed all of them and put some practice in to try and I was actually getting a really lumpy weld, like the weld was too cold, but this, where the seam is, where the fold is, I was having a bit of issue with it opening up around there. So that's already been welded, which is nice and awesome. Makes it a little bit quicker and easier tonight. I've got a prop somewhere. I thought I'd set this area up so everything was in arm's reach, but of course it isn't. I don't know where my curved prop is, if I'm totally honest. This week has just been chaos. It's been absolute chaos. And even if I wanted to guess, I couldn't tell you where that prop is. So I guess we're welding it with a straight prop tonight. It probably really doesn't help that I have all the lights turned off in here. It's probably just sitting on a bench staring me in the face. But with the lights off, everything's hidden. So I'm going to do this in 3 bites. I normally do it in 3 bites anyway. Let's get you guys over this side. And I'll see if I can focus you there. So we'll come along here and I'll weld this straight. I'll weld this section of the curve and then this section of the curve, all in 3 little bites there. I'll just tap that gap down and see if I can close that up. So I've had oh god, can you see that? I've already had a blowout on the tack, or the tack didn't fuse there, so I will touch that up before I buzz around it. And let's get into settings. Camera's still live. I'm going to go up to profile number 1. That is 120 Hertz on square wave. It is -28 on the AC balance. It is 105 amps max on the foot pedal. It's the profile I use regularly to weld the outside corner joints. I am also going to bowl this tungsten. You guys are here. So from just doing that filter cradle there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you a shot of that. But there's a little nodule on the end of the tungsten there, so there is no way, just by holding this, I'm going to be able to show you. Yeah, a little bit of a nodule just on this back side here. So I'm just going to blast him and put a bowl on the end there. I'll pop in a welding screen. Wondering why that camera was blurry, but it's because I was zoomed in like this. So I've got a nice bowl on the end now, running about 2.5 mil stick out now that it's bowled. I'm going to stick with that and see how it goes. I do have a bowling over here. Is that camera still live? No. So I do have a bowling profile, which is, let me go over and show you. So it's 150 Hertz at 5% on the AC balance. That's really the only change. And the 130 amps on that. So it's really just about changing that AC balance. And it's a little bit stable, so I can control the bowling a bit better with the frequency turned up. So now we'll get on to that profile 1. And we'll get in and close this this little tack that's blasted through up, and then we'll weld up all the curved and straight sections. Got a welding helmet on. I'll put you. Wasn't sure if I put you in a welding screen then. I couldn't hear the awesome music, but it seemed to kick on just as I was finishing up the weld. So just that straight section done first up, and now I'm going to do up to this fold, if I can turn it around. So where the fold is here, I'll mark that as the next section of the curve. You guys can see, I'll just zoom you in. Zoom there, focus there, put your welding, I keep going the wrong way on this, put your welding helmet on and let's weld. Alright, that welding camera freaked out. It's done that once before, and it was the capture card. Let's see if we can get him to come good. And he did. Bloody awesome. There he goes. Now you're zoomed in, so your tiny movements look huge. So buzzed around there, okay. Just past, right here where my finger is, just past the fold, it did start to open up, which is pretty common for this part, but all in all, got a really nice weld across that part. So we'll flip him over now, and I'm going to weld this curve. I'm actually going to start on the back here because you can see there, it's a little bit open in that corner. You can probably see it better there. So just about a 1 mil gap right at the very end there, which tapers down to nothing, of course. And I've got a tack in the corner there that didn't fuse at all, or didn't fuse the top one at least. So I'll touch those things up. I will just weld the really cold, I'll weld the 15 mil at the end there, and retack that. We'll weld across there, and then across here, which I should be able to let you guys see that all in one pass. So we'll do this one here, and then we'll spin and we'll do this here. So if I leave you there, pretty well in focus, we'll stick your welding helmet on, and Oh, welcome back, Chris. Any luck on the job front? Definitely don't have to talk about it in a public setting if you don't want to. Been thinking about it though. I was thinking today how cool it would be to actually work at PWR. I was watching on YouTube, they have a factory tour. I had that running today, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to just keep running around the top. I will start using chill blocks once I get past this short section here. Right at the end there, you can see it blew out just here, and then 3 dabs from the end I ran out of filler wire and had to grab a new stick just for the last 3 dabs, which is unfortunate. I think if I didn't have that blowout that I had to fill, I would have made it, no worries, but it's a little bit roulette sometimes. So we'll stick your welding helmet on. I keep turning it the wrong way tonight. And I guess we've only got one welding screen tonight. Okay, so we'll jump along the front here. So because we've got these much larger holes, you can see how the baffle protrudes into them, but when the fittings go in, they'll actually block off that lower baffle section, and these ones don't have it, but the fittings that I use have a step on the back. So they push right in and will seal up against that baffle there. So we've got large holes, so a little bit of heat management is going to have to go on as we go through there. With the chill block on, what are you going to see? You're going to see that. Just grab my little third hand and stop this table from turning. And we're going to buzz down there. I'll just get you in focus. Put your welding helmet on. Yeah, oh, good luck, man. Boat builder, and then PWR tomorrow. Yeah, good luck, man. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. For sure. I'll jump into the welding screen. Alrighty, so I was just going to keep going, but I need to reposition. Yeah, you can definitely see where the heat got into it over that first hole there. You won't see any of those welds; they'll get covered up around those two dips when the big dash 12 fittings go on. And we'll go along this straight at the back. Let's zoom in a little bit, see if we can fill the screen. And we're going to buzz across there. You'll see the majority of it. Any movement on your soccer ball welding tests yet, Chris? Pop your welding helmet on and let's dive in. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. There's so many projects all the time, isn't there? I did want to know if you've had a chance to do much AC welding on your new Kempe machine. And specifically, I want to know if you've played around with square wave and optimal wave, and what are your thoughts on the difference? I am, just out of curiosity, going to wrap this camera that's pointing at the welder in aluminium foil. Just for an experiment, just for a live experiment. And let's jump over here and refresh him. And now you can see his alfoiliness in the reflection. Pure curiosity if a ghetto Faraday cover will keep it running. I was just thinking about that while I was welding. So we're going to flick over to the bottom now. I'm going to do these two vertical welds first up, and yeah, then we'll flick it over and finish off the bottom. So we'll get up here, flick over to this screen, see what you guys are seeing. So I'll weld up here, and then I'll come back and reposition you. You're pretty well in focus, and put your welding helmet on. Need a new piece of filler, and let's try this welding screen, is what I said. Well, it worked for that test. We'll keep it going and see what see if we have made a discovery. We'll get you over here. Let's focus up on there, and where's your welding helmet? Right there. And we'll see if it's still working. If that actually works, I'm going to be so amazed and possibly wrap all of my cameras in alfoil. So we got those two vertical welds done. Let's flip him up, and who's warmer? This one here. We'll chuck chill block under there. We'll zoom out so you can see what's going on a little bit. We're going to come up the back here, this way, and then I'll reposition. You're in focus there. Let's get your welding helmet on and test out our alfoil camera. I'm so shocked that that camera is still running. Okay, we got a really nice weld going across that little section. I mean, it's always nice when it's a short, straight, uphill weld. You can't get much better than that as far as circumstances go. Next, we're going to travel across this straight. Let's see if I can just push you back there. And let's just tune up the focus. God, I had a mental blank. We've got to put your welding helmet on and go to the welding screen. That welding camera froze. We didn't find the ultimate secret in wrapping it in alfoil. Got a really nice weld across there. I'm never happy with this pointy section, but I don't mind the flatter area there, but really it looks good all in all. Yeah, how do you find the optimer? I think it's like super weird. It's like it feels gutsy and then loses power, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Maybe on the next stream might play around with the wave settings. Maybe do some test welds and critique the differences. Sort of like sine wave. I find with this Kempe welder that if I'm in anything other than square wave, I can dial in the settings perfectly, come back the next day, and then it's just not the same. But square wave feels like it's super gutsy, like it will power through no matter what. I can't think of a better way to describe it. So we're going to go across the front of the catch can there. You guys get a good view right there. Yeah, and effectively, I guess that's what it is, a tapered square wave. On the Unimig machine that you had before, what kind of wave was that running? Was that selectable at all, or was it just square wave? Out of curiosity. Put your welding helmet on, or we're going to go back into this. All right. That's not right, is it? This camera's frozen. Oh, there he is. There he is. I think having some technical difficulties because the computer's not behind its cage tonight. Simply just ran out of time to finish setting that up. I'm very close to getting my streaming set up mobile within the shop, so we can look forward to some different streams in the coming weeks. Probably won't be days, it's more likely weeks, but hoping to be able to move around at least downstairs. I don't think I'm going to get to a point where I can have it downstairs and upstairs, but been getting some requests for packaging, so we might spend a night playing around with the CO2 laser and packaging and assembling some products. I think we've well covered the welding, but I'm still enjoying it. I love the challenge of trying to keep this show on the road, and the pressure I have in a day to rock up is bloody awesome. So this is the last weld. We're just going to go and bang that out. Just zoom you in on it. And let's weld it up. Alrighty, everything came up really nice on this, considering it's a hodgepodge of parts, of old laser cut parts, of old bin parts. You can't see, let's zoom out. Starting to figure this camera out. I still need to get a new arm for it so I have a bit more mobility, but going around the top there, definitely unhappy with that little bit there, but it's going to look perfectly fine once it's powder coated. Really easy to critique in its naked form like this. The underside on this one is really nice as well. Definitely getting some nice shiny welds. I still think it's the fact that I put this light on a 45-degree angle. I think it just lights the whole welding table really well. At least from the angle that this camera is viewing from, it matches the angle. So I attribute the nice appearance of the welds to the lighting. But yeah, it came up really nice for a hodgepodge tank. Really ripped through it tonight too. It seems like that went pretty quick, which is cool because I will get to eat early tonight. Square wave, has triangle wave, square wave. Okay, so you can switch it. So you got some decent settings on the. Is it a Razer 320 or is it just a Unimig? Yeah, mixed dark is like the Kempi. Yeah, the Kempi. I don't know. It might be personal preference thing. I think you know, like the sine wave and stuff. I think I get really good results when I get really good results. I just don't get consistent results. So I'm not really sure, but I think it's you know, like welding's. I think is very much a personal preference thing. But I mean, it's a great power source. I just always curious on what other machines. Razer 320. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, always curious on other machines and the features that they have or don't have, and how they compare to these more expensive machines. I think a lot of the cheap machines just aren't locked. They just throw everything in there and you can just go ham and do whatever you want. But really interesting. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see your thoughts when you get to do some AC work with the machine. If you try the sine wave, I know the rep swears by sine wave. I can't get on with it. I used to weld in Optima in my old workshop. It was tin sheds, and they were just a sheet of colour bond between the neighbours, and the neighbour had his office pushed up against my welding booth. So I would use Optima quite often to try and spare his ears. But square wave's where it's at for me, square wave or nothing. But yeah, tonight was awesome. Few teething problems, I think, because of the new computer setup. I am curious to see how to solve this camera, this USB cable and camera. All things for the future. For those following along, I guess in the VOD after this stream is live, I got a new case for the computer to try and improve the cooling. We're currently sitting at 46 degrees as opposed to the 57, 60 degrees we normally set at while we're streaming. So minor improvements, just back-end stuff that has nothing to do with welding catch cans, but everything to do with me broadcasting welding catch cans. So we're getting there, I think. Stream number 20, smashed it. Chris, thank you so much for spending tonight with me. It's bloody awesome, man. Have a great weekend, and good luck at PWR. For everyone who watches the stream after it was live, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing if you like what I've got going on here. I need them right now. Until we get to 1,000, there's a lot of features that I can't use on this stream, and I would love to produce better content in the form of these streams. But also, everyone watching it after it was live, you guys bloody rock too. Thank you so much. I'm going to go eat some dinner, and I will see you on Monday.